HR professionals today are super overworked, which means most of the time they actually spend on menial stuff that isn't strategic. The reason for this is that there often isn't enough budget to have a people and culture / HR function that solves the needs that the restaurants have. What AI can come in and do is actually not replace the people that are already there, but it can take the tasks that are menial, that just have to be done, admin, onboarding people, etc. And HR can take a step up, become strategic, and actually drive things such as culture, brand, training, what you want the employee journey to do. All of the things that they haven't been able to do before, they can now do when AI takes those like boring bits of the HR job. I think employees want to chat with their HR manager when they have important stuff to chat about. They don't want to chat with their HR manager about like how many vacation days do they have left, or how do I take Monday off, which system do I need to log into. There's a bunch of boring things that they don't really want to chat to a human for, but they have to because there's no other way to find it, or at least they don't know how to find it. Yeah, so if we think about like who's doing really well in this space of AI, Pizza Pilgrims comes to mind with their AI bot Joshua. What they've done with Joshua is go in and say, how can we really use AI to like make the job more fun, to make people feel more comfortable and safe, and really just create a better employee experience. Great examples of that is, for example, young employees coming in, they're a little bit worried. Are they doing things right? Are they not doing things right? So when they get home, they're like, how do I pronounce the pizzas? And the AI helps them with all of that Italian pronunciation so that next time they get into the job, they're comfortable with really pronouncing that to guests. AI is complicated to use if you take general AI and try to solve things within your company with it. I think you need to use companies that know what they're doing with AI and kind of like turned it into a context that makes sense for your business, whether that's restaurants, retailers, or whatever. But once you have that, AI is super simple to use. If it just sits there in the chat, we've all started getting used to how we speak to ChatGPT, etc. It's just a chat prompt, and then you start getting the answers in. So it doesn't really matter if you're a mom and pop shop or if you're a 100+ site restaurant group. Like AI is pretty accessible if you use one of the providers that have kind of built it for your industry. If you're trying to build your own AI bot as a small restaurant group, you probably don't have the capabilities for doing that. Similar to how you don't have the capability to build your own like point of sale system. You just wouldn't do that. You're not a tech entrepreneur. So you should really go out and find what are the solutions in the market that just makes your life easier, whether that's AI or not. Like AI is just an underlying technology that makes life easier. Like super simple ways of using AI is give it access to your recipes, give it access to like simple like employee policies. So rather than employees having to go search through 50 different PDF documents to find like how I make a latte, they can just ask the chatbot like, how do I do that? And it'll give it to you step by step in an easy way, maybe even give a video so you just know instantly at your fingertips, how do I do this? And it just makes your life easier, and definitely make the manager's life easier. It's really just pointing it at the right information for your company. And there are companies obviously like us, but also others that will train that, and it's pretty simple to do. I think AI can make the workplace less personal if used in the wrong way. But I think what AI really needs to do is just take away trivial, repeatable tasks and then allow people to spend more time with the human-to-human connections. Because like what AI can't do is really be that manager for you that gives you mentorship and tells you like, this is how you develop in your career, etc. But what it can easily do is like show you how to do the table. So all of the easy tasks or the things that you will read in a PDF, AI makes that a lot more lively. It can personalize it to you given the information it has around you. And that really allows you to have those interactions with your manager. They're the people-to-people interactions. I don't foresee a world where we're replacing people in the front line with AI agents. I think the AI agents will go in and basically remove admin work that exists today. Like an AI agent will not be a very good sort of like playing coach, for example. But what it can do is say, I've seen that the sites are X% more productive when people have done this training, but the training isn't super exciting. Let's improve that and help with that bit. But it's never going to be replacing that like human to human interaction that is, the glue of these industries. I'd say AI is not necessarily super expensive. I think the bigger the company, the bigger the complexity and the bigger the need is for some automations around like getting the right information, etc. But even small companies can get started with this, just finding like small workflows where AI can go in and support and take that load away. The thing about like smaller companies is it's often the CEO or owner that's having to do a lot of this trivial work, which is just not worth their time. So that's actually where you can get a lot of value out of implementing some sort of AI functionality that takes that work away. AI costs money, right? Like there's no like getting around that. You need to invest in this. But it depends on what you're solving, right? Like if what you're solving for is really that employee experience, like if you're able to retain your employees for 1 month longer because they didn't have a shitty onboarding period where, they turn on the first shift and they don't know how to do anything. They don't really get told anything. When they come on the second shift, they still don't know and it's too busy for them to really deal with or like have the manager train them. Then having that AI trainer that can give them all of the information that they need will actually allow them to have a much better experience and have them stay for a long time. So a lot of these returns on investment that you're going to get from AI is not just from like removing functional work and like all of this stuff, but it's also just creating a much better employee experience that allows you to keep your employees for longer. They'll be more productive. You won't have to recruit them every second month, etc. AI is uniquely positioned to handle the myriad of challenges that exists in hospitality. What AI is great at is unpredictability. Like it's actually good at understanding context and then delivering within that context. I think what works extremely poorly in these settings is old school automations that are like pretty dumb and just straight line and does the same thing every time. But actually, if you have an AI that you train on your data, how you operate, it picks up what your employees are saying to it, etc. Then suddenly you can actually build a solution that works extremely well for your specific business. And I really think that's where AI is coming into the forefront. And then just talking about that pace that we operate within this industry, like that's actually where like older technology has suffered before, right? Like PDFs, having a video on some drive, all of these things like useless within a fast-paced environment such as restaurants, bars, cafes, retailers. Because you need information in seconds, that's actually where AI comes in. Not only do you not need to like sit and search on a computer or a phone or whatever, but you can simply speak to it and it'll not give you all of the information, but only the relevant information for you. And you can even ask it to make it more relevant. So give a quick summary of how I do a latte, or give a quick summary of where I need to put the bin at the end of the shift and all of the things that I need to do. I think it's actually like a very good fit with these industries. AI in 2024 was very much the pioneers were playing around with AI. They're putting some budget into it and getting some learnings. I think what we're going to see in 2025 is if you're not investing in AI and trying to figure out how can you improve your business within that, you're going to be part of the back of the pack. There's going to be half of the companies in this industry will not be on the wave, and the other half will be making waves and starting to understand how can they improve their business using these technologies. Second thing we're going to see in 2025 is that AI will be going from fun, quirky, this little thing we see where we call an AI expert to hear something fun about AI, to us actually going into what are the specific workflows where AI works. Because I hear people talking about AI all the time being like, oh, this is getting fixed by AI. It's like, actually, AI has some pretty specific things it can fix.
It's not everything.
It can understand natural language, which means it's extremely good at taking any questions and directing them into the right workflow, rather than having to have these predefined lanes that it needs to go through, but all of the workflows behind it. Usually AI is pretty terrible at that, because let's remember with AI, you don't know what's going to come out of that black box. You don't have a clear answer. So if you need something that's super precise, probably shouldn't use AI.
Honestly, I have no clue.
And I think like a lot of people are talking about using AI for insights on all of their data. Like, yeah, like sometimes you get one insight, sometimes you get another one. I think we should really find the workflows where AI makes a true difference to your company. And I think that's what we're going to start working towards in 2025. When I hear people talking about what they want to use AI for, it's like, I'm putting some information into a system, for example, a new recruit, and AI is going to tell me what information is missing.
Isn't that a great idea?
That's not AI. That's just simple templates and automations on the back of that. There's one thing which AI is great at, which is understanding questions, requests for information. It shouldn't be generating the information, because it'll generate the information from something it read on the web, or it'll take something over here, and if it doesn't know, it'll just tell you something.
I made it up.
So really think about where are the places where people are asking a lot of similar questions, but in different ways, and use AI to guide them into the same workflows. I think that's where AI becomes super powerful. How people are going to start thinking about AI is a little bit less as AI and a little bit more as what are the problems that make sense to solve with AI. So I think, first of all, look at your business and think, what are the super repetitive tasks that are in my business that I can imagine being solved by some sort of semi-intelligent workflow? If you identify those,
I feel more confident now.
Then go out and find solutions that actually solve this. I think this is where there's going to be a lot of value. So rather than just being like, oh, I need AI in my business, think about what are the workflows that would make sense to solve. And I know this is really hard if you're not thinking about AI on a day-to-day basis, but then look at the leaders in the industry, go to events, speak to Pizza Pilgrim, speak to Wingstop about how they're using AI within their business, because there's some super useful use cases out there. So you don't need to reinvent the wheel here. Go and speak to the leaders about what they're doing. So there are a lot of myths around AI and confusion around this cloud of hype around AI. And I think as this starts falling a little bit, we'll start seeing quite transformational things happen as we focus on the workflows that can really change your business with AI. Most important thing to remember is AI is not here to take your jobs. AI is here to make the job more fun and, more effective.